Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. If you want to apply for Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program, formerly known as, now it is known as Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, AAIP, but they changed the name, they changed the game as well. So now if you want to apply for Alberta PNP, you have to follow a different route, you have to follow a different procedure. And the new procedure is, like Saskatchewan, like Manitoba, now you have to submit an EOI. What is an EOI? It's an expression of interest, or in other words, it's just like creating an express entry profile. This time only you're creating a profile for the specific PNP program that you're applying to. So Alberta now has this EOI system, and I'm going to explain in this video how this works. How does this affect you? Now, I've been saying for the past many I now can say for years, because I've been making video for 4 years now. Oh wow, long time. And I've taken a long break as well. I'm sorry about that. So I've been saying that Alberta needs to be more transparent. Right now, agents, consultants are using Alberta's immigration pathways to lure innocent applicants, and because Alberta is not transparent enough, people don't know about the program, what's the criteria. Like they only have these these factors that improve your chances, but you never know for sure, right? So consultants, they use this Alberta pathway for innocent people like me, like you, to lure them in to their web of ever-going applications and never returning replies. So Alberta has moved on to the new system. Now you will go to the Alberta website, you'll create a profile which is called an expression of interest. Then you will be included into a pool. You will get points based on the Alberta point system, and based on your points, based on your occupation, there are going to be draws, and you're going to get selected from those draws. And in my opinion, Ontario should also start doing the same thing, because express entry pool is filled with people right now. You don't know if those people, they want to live in Alberta or not. Alberta, what previously did, they used to invite people directly from the pool, and now it's up to a individual's choice, right? If I don't want to live in Alberta, then why would I apply to Alberta, right? But since I got the invitation, now I'm being greedy that this is the way to Canadian PR. So I'll follow that application. I'll follow that notification of interest. I'll submit my application, get my Canadian PR. After I get my Canadian PR, I will soon move out of Alberta, which is unfair to the province. But now people who are actually interested in Alberta, they will be expressing their interest. They will be creating their profile on the Alberta's new portal, right? So you're gonna get total of 100 points, similar to Saskatchewan. And I'll make a separate video if you guys want to know about it. How does that point system work? What are your points? What are going to be your points when you create your expression of interest? I'll make a separate video about that. But starting from September 30th, if you want to get invitation from Alberta, you need to create an expression of interest, and Alberta will conduct a draw in October, mid to late October. So we can say that at the end of October, they will conduct their first ever draw from this expression of interest pool. And right now, this year, Alberta has almost 70%, has maximized their targets by 70%. For example, 9,750 was the total allocation, and they have already issued nomination for 7,463 people. So only about 2,500 people are remaining that are yet to get PNP nomination from Alberta according to their annual quota. And as opposed to those 2,500 applications that they need to give nomination to, there are almost 5,000 applications already in process with Alberta. So you can do the maths that they don't really have any room according to their yearly quota. But we don't know what's going to happen if you get an invitation in October. Will you get a PNP nomination in this year or next year? So we don't know about that yet. So this is why late October they're going to start these draws. I don't know what's going to be the frequency of these draws. The time will tell. So there are 4 different streams of Alberta's immigration pathways. If you are eligible for one of those streams, for example, Alberta Express Entry pathway, Alberta Opportunity stream, Rural Renewal stream, or Tourism and Hospitality stream. So these 4 streams, if you are eligible for any of these streams, then you can create an expression of interest. For example, you have an Express Entry profile and you are eligible for Alberta Express Entry stream as well. So what happens is, now you will need to go to Alberta's website. You'll need to create an expression of interest because from September 30th, things are going to change. And only you will get an invitation if you have an expression of interest with Alberta. No longer, it's no longer you're going to get invitations directly while sitting in your Express Entry pool, not expressing your interest for Alberta. You won't get direct invitations anymore. Okay, so right now there is a question that how big the draw would be. Late October draw of Alberta, how big that draw would be. So I'm not going to set any wrong expectations here. In my opinion, it's going to be a small draw because Alberta is not a big PNP program like British Columbia or like Ontario, or even Quebec has their own pathways. So Alberta is a smaller program, like 9,700 nominations per year is their allocation. So there isn't much room for the year so far. So what's going to happen is they're going to be small draws. They're going to be very focused draws. What they need for their province, the occupations, the skills, they're going to select only those people. And they might be high scoring draws as well. So we don't know about that. Right now, Alberta Express Entry stream, 1,600 nominations are already given, whereas the quota was 1,775. So there's only 170 people who are yet to be nominated under Alberta Express Entry stream for the year. And for these 170 people, they already have 694 applications in process. So 700 applications in process, 175 nominations to be made. So maybe they already have those nominations within those 700 applications that are already under process with Alberta. So just setting the expectation right, don't expect big draws, but there will be small draws. I hope there are frequent draws. And I hope that when Alberta, now when they select somebody, they're going to say that this was the score, this was the knock code that was selected in this draw, because previously they never clarified that. Sometimes people with 350 CRS would get selected, sometimes people with 500 CRS would get selected. There was no criteria that was stated on their website. It was just all in a fuzz, in a what do we call it, in a mist. Okay, so now talking about those 100 points that you're gonna get when you create this expression of interest. Out of those 100 points, 22 points are from your education. So for example, you have master's degree, you have PhD, you have 2 or more bachelor degrees. So your education points in total could be maximum 22. Your language points maximum can be 13. Your age points maximum will be 5. So this is a good factor because 5 is not that big of a score. So if you are overaged like myself, then still you're going to get some points, and maybe not 5, but less. But 5 is not a very big determinator in the course of these 100 points. That's what I'm trying to say here. But most importantly, if you have a family connection in Alberta, you're going to get 8 points, which is more than your age points, right? And if you have an Alberta job offer, for example, you're a student now on a postgraduate work permit, living in Alberta, and you have a job offer from an employer, or you're going to get a job offer from an employer, then you will have great chance, because 16 points for Alberta job offer. Now keep in mind, job offer for people outside Canada, it's very difficult because there are already 1.5 million people in Canada who are unemployed. So getting a job offer from outside Canada without any connection to the country, it's very difficult. It's not impossible, but it's very, very difficult. Okay. Now, AAIP, Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, they will select and invite candidates from the pool that's going to be created now when people will be creating their expression of interest. So there will be a pool of people, right? So these pools will be selected based on the score, based on the occupation, because obviously the province has to meet their labor market needs, right? So, I mean, if you have been thinking about Alberta, now is the time to create an expression of interest. I believe it gives you a fair opportunity because previously you were against 150,000 people. Now you're going to be against maybe 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 people, right? So it gives you a fairer chance. Previously, they would select you right from the express entry pool. Express entry pool is around 150,000 all the time. So against 150,000, now it's a smaller pool and you're going to be competing against other people who will be interested in moving to Alberta. So this gives you a fairer chance. We'll see how things go, how the first draw looks like. But I hope this video helps. And I want you guys right after this video to go to the Alberta website, learn how to make the expression of interest and just get into the pool. With these words, this is Alif Takhar, and I'm hoping great things are coming your way.